Ladies and gentlemen, Starfield's biggest update since its launch has finally arrived on the Steam's beta branch. This will be coming for all on May the 15th. This update includes loads of awesome things, such as the updated surface maps, new gameplay options, ship interior customization, Xbox Series X performance changes, loads and loads of cool stuff. This update is massive and it has added so many things that the community have been requesting. There's even some hints on here for the future of Starfield, of what's coming in the next few updates, and loads of other little bits and bobs. So let's jump in and have a look at this update. But before we jump in, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Starfield content. If you're a fan of Bethesda titles, make sure you stick around. If you like survival games, check out our main channel, Wide Gaming. The link to that is in the top right hand corner now. So Starfield's biggest update since its launch. It is now available on Steam's beta branch, and it will be coming for everyone on May the 15th. This update does include loads of cool stuff, and I'm very excited. This has really tickled my fancy. As mentioned, updated surface maps, loads of cool stuff there. There is a full video that the team put out. It's around about 7 minutes long. If you do want to check that out, in the description down below, it'll be down there, and it goes over a little bit, some interviews with the team, and a little bit of detail on what they've added, as well as some footage of things. And then at the end, there is a little hint for the future of Starfield, such as space buggies. Oh yes, absolutely amazing. And of course, the Shattered Space DLC. Now there's not much to that, but we will go into that towards the end of the video, and I'm going to do a more detailed video picking apart what we do know in the next coming days. Now first things first is updated surface maps, and the team have said that the community feedback is a huge source of inspiration for the team at Bethesda Game Studios, and one of the most requested features has been more detailed surface maps, and the latest update delivers that. The improved maps replace surface dots with terrain markings, which, combining the terrain markings, you can now actually see things in real time as points of interest on the map, and it makes it much easier to see where you are, what's going on around you. And if you're in those bigger cities, which is pretty much what it's for, it allows you to see many things all at once, and allows you to get through the map in quite a detailed way, which is really good. There's new markers that have been added to the major cities to show locations of vendors, so you'll be able to see every single shop just by opening your map, and then you'll know exactly where to go, which is going to be really useful on places like Neon. And another beautiful thing about it, adding these new city locations, just opening your map or your scanner, you'll be able to fast travel to each location. So if you land at the space hub on Neon, you'll be able to just open your scanner or your map up and just go whichever way you want with no issues whatsoever, which is so handy. Now, as well as that, they've added new ship interior customization. So your ship is a big part of the game, and ship building is really cool. I love how they've done it. Works really nicely, and you can make some really outstanding things. The community have pulled together and made some phenomenal ships, copying ships from famous movies, loads and loads of cool stuff. And the ship customization is very similar to how you decorate outposts as well. So if you are playing around with the outposts and you've made something really cool that you want as your home, you can now do that in your ship with brand new modules that are completely empty hubs. So you can have a hub on your ship and create that in any way that you want. You can have it as a fully fledged home with loads and loads of storage, all the usual stuff that you'd want in a house, and have it basically a mirror of your larger base structure. Now, unfortunately, they haven't added stairs yet, but hopefully that'll come at some point. Going through ladders on your ship makes it feel more sort of a cargo ship than a sort of comfort home ship, whereas some of the bigger ships that we've seen, they've got stairways in. I think that adding stairs would really top that off. And for people that love smashing that new game plus, they've added a massive change that will allow you to replay the game pretty much from the beginning after you've entered the Unity, but with now the options to change both appearance and traits. So this completely blows it open for the replayability. You can actually jump straight in and start pretty much a whole new gameplay scenario with different traits. You can try out all of the different ones, so the ones that you've got your family that you've got to go and visit, stuff like that. If you didn't try them and you want to try them all without going through the actual process of restarting a game, you can do that now. Just go through the Unity and bish bash bosh, you've got all that there up and running. And then finally, for the new major features, we've got new gameplay options. Now what these gameplay options do, pretty damn self-explanatory, they allow you to change all sorts of stuff, including the ability to increase vendor credits, carry capacity, accessing ships from absolutely anywhere through your player inventory. You can also change survival features, so how much food affects you, environmental hazards. There's also combat ones in there, which are going to make space combat a little bit more difficult or easier depending on your playstyle. Now, some of these also affect XP, so I'm going to be testing these out and see what XP farms we can come up with, see what works in the best way. Hopefully there's some good ways in there to do it. And they've also added the extreme difficulty, so very hard is, well, yeah, very hard, but now extreme is out there. Obviously, changing those difficulty modes will allow you to get some better gear, sometimes even some more XP. Next up, we have Xbox Series X display settings. Obviously, this isn't in the Steam beta branch, but this will be coming on the 15th. So they want more control over the graphic fidelity and performance on Xbox. Similar to how us PC players can customize and fine-tune the settings, they're enabling a lot of that on Xbox with different options that we can use to find the best fit for the playstyles that you've got and the display that you're currently using. So the two big features are the frame rate targets. So you'll be able to choose now between 30, 40, 60 or uncapped frame rate on VRR displays. And if you do not have a VRR display running at 120 Hz, you'll still be able to select from 30 or 60 FPS, but screen tearing may occur at certain times if you are running 60 with a non-VRR display. You'll also be able to prioritize between visuals and performance whilst trying to maintain the frame rate target. If you're choosing a frame rate target of 60 or above, they've recommended changing that over to performance mode, which prioritizes visuals and keeps the highest resolution whilst maintaining the full detail for special effects, lighting, crowds, and prioritizing performance lowers internal resolution and detail for special effects, lighting, and crowds. Both modes may adjust internal resolution dynamically when the scenes or action get heavier as well. So when you switch between the modes, you will see a brief lighting change as the system catches up with that new mode. And then to wrap that up, there's a whole ton of QOL improvements, such as being able to change the dialogue camera. So now you won't be forced into that face-to-face dialogue option. You can continue with the normal mode, see what's going on around you as you have a conversation with people. They've also added new tabs in the containers and barter menus, so now it's easier to see where you're navigating to when quickly cycling through menus, and it'll hopefully fine-tune that selling and storing process to make things a little bit smoother so you spend just a little bit less time in the menus themselves. And then finally, for the future of Starfield. The team isn't slowing down with this update. They've said there's some major features on the horizon, such as a land vehicle for speedier planetary exploration, official mod support for Starfield, and of course, the massive Shattered Space expansion. Stay tuned in the coming months for more news on these. So, coming months, maybe that 6-week update schedule isn't really staying along, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Hopefully we do get some news relatively soon. We might see something at the Xbox showcase in, is it June or July? But one of those two. We might see something for Shattered Space there. I would like to think we will, but we'll have to wait and see what goes on. But the land vehicles look pretty damn cool. And all we got was this one little screenshot of each of them. So Shattered Space and the land vehicle. But I'm going to dig through those, see what I can see on there. And we'll do a shorter video on those specifically, as well as a bunch of videos over the coming days over the ship customization and loads of other stuff as well. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more Starfield content. I've been Cowboy, you've been awesome, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.